Good afternoon, everyone. This is Manav Jain, co-founder of BigBen, the language school, Rupam overseas, and I'm also a visiting guest faculty in management universities, both in private and public universities. Today, I'll be speaking on the very important, very vital topic, effects on overseas admission because of COVID-19. I'll be sharing what are the issues are persisting, what are the issues or effects which will be coming in future, but what is the way forward and how to move it. See, there are a lot of issues nowadays in which people are saying that there are a lot of deaths, countries close border, and a lot of stuff. But there is always a way forward, and indeed a lot of foreign countries are doing well in the COVID-19 also, as well as they are also uplifting the uh, lockdown. Plus, the rate of COVID-19 is much lesser than the country than the India. All right. So without wasting any time, let's go with that. What's the today's agenda? So I'll be speaking on impact on aspirants planning to study abroad. Effects we have already seen, effect expected to be seen in the coming weeks and months. Way forward, that's a very important. I think you should understand it, that what's the way forward, right? So basically I written a way forward at the number fourth, but I'll be speaking on this in the end of the video. Before that, I'll be discussing all the points. Okay. After that, impact on students presently studying in abroad. अभी के लिए जो स्टूडेंट्स अब्रॉड में पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं उस पर क्या उनको इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है, what we know so far, अभी तक हमें क्या पता है, changes in exam patterns, very important for the people who are planning to study abroad, because see, this is the only time they usually students plan to prepare for an examinations. So under this lockdown, on the contrary, that the lockdown is uplifted today, but how the changing in exam patterns are going on, additional measures, stay back and jobs. Plus, after that, I'll be taking some question and answers. All right. So before starting the session or before starting the webinar, uh, let me give you a small brief that who am I and what is BigBen the language school. See, BigBen the language school provides various services under one roof. That is foreign language classes, study abroad trainings, management trainings, digital marketing course, and obviously study abroad services. In foreign language training, we promote German, Spanish, French, Japanese, and Mandarin. We provide both online and classroom sessions. Anyhow, right now, because of COVID-19 pandemic, we are only promoting online live sessions. But yes, we also provide classroom trainings. We provide both one-to-one and group sessions. Plus, we also provide corporate trainings. Some of the good companies we have under in our pool are Oppo, Magic Bricks, some government institutions like Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and IIT team, etc. All right. In study abroad trainings, mostly we provide most of the trainings people who want to go and study in abroad or who want to immigrate in abroad. That is IELTS, PTE, OET, CELPIP, GRE, GMAT, SCT, and TOEFL. We provide both online and classroom sessions. Currently, we are providing only online sessions, that is live, one-to-one, and group both. We do not provide any recorded sessions. All right. Following of which, we also provide management trainings, that is CAT, ZAT, MAT, SNAP, and CMAT entrance examinations, both online and classrooms again. And after that, last but not the least, we provide study abroad services. In study abroad services, we mainly in the countries we are dealing in is USA, Canada, UK, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, and European Union. Okay, so with study abroad services, the best USP we have is the admission counseling. We counsel the student as per their gaps, skill, budget, and the course. We just do not provide the country list to the candidate. We provide the counseling as per the student need. After that, we do the processing. We provide the loan assistance through HDFC Credila. After that, visa processing and accommodation. There are a lot of steps which we provide also, indeed, like pre-departure list, or we connect the students with our old students who already is in study abroad, sorry, who are already in abroad. Okay, so who am I? uh, this is Manav. Again, as I told you before, I'm the co-founder of BigBen, the language school which provide educational services, and Rupam Overseas. It is into export business, and I'm also a visiting guest faculty in management universities. You guys can connect with me over the LinkedIn as well. I have already shared the link. You can note it down, or you can just search Manav Jain with Rupam Overseas or BigBen, the language school, and you can connect with me over there. All right. So let's start the webinar. Okay. Impact on aspirants planning to study abroad. पहले हम उसकी बात करते हैं, the people, the students who are planning to go and study and abroad. इसमें दोनों तरह के students आ सकते हैं, basically who have already applied and who are planning to apply. See, basically first point I need to move is कि how many students are going and how many students have postponed. See, according to the survey of QS Era India Private Limited, around 48.46% of Indian student who were planning to go abroad have postponed their plan. I'm again using the word postponed. I'm not using the word cancel. I'm using the word postponed. Kindly earmark this. See, basically, these 40 to 42% students have postponed their plans to the next intake or to the next year, right? But they have not cancelled it. Reason being, there are a number of reasons, because their parents are concerned right now to send them and study in abroad. Secondly, there can be some financial issues as well, because businesses and jobs are badly hit because of this global crisis. So there are some financial issues also, and there is some financial instability also. So right now people are waiting, and people are waiting for the right time. Afterwards, they can apply for a loan, or they go ahead with the study abroad plans. Okay, and the third factor can be because right now dollar value is increasing day by day against rupee, so the cost is also going on a higher side. So this can be a situation in which the studying abroad can be a costly affair. Anyhow, you have HDFC Credila with you for the loan assistance. All right, so basically, as you can see in the chart, around 42.3% students has postponed their plans. Around 13.5, just under 14% students are saying that they'll go and study in abroad in this situation. Around 4.5 5.4 students are saying that they are canceling their plans, and 38.8% students are saying that they don't know. Let's focus on the 5.4% canceling students. See, basically, as I said earlier, there can be a lot of things, lot of factors while canceling the plan. First plan, see why the students are canceling: because of the financial instability. This is the utmost and important factor, because right now people are still in a dilemma because of this unprecedented situation, whether they should spend it or not on their further education. Second thing, because of cancellation, there can be some examinations also, because some of the students, when I meet a lot of students, some of the students do not want to go ahead with the examinations, right? So basically, this factor can also play a vital role, right? And I don't know means I don't know in which there are 38.8% students are there, in which these are the students basically who already applied, या फिर they are still evaluating the scenario ki basically what should they do, whether they should cancel, they should postpone, or they should continue. So basically, the people who are just evaluating, we have put them into I don't know category. All right, so the effects we have already seen is the postponed cancellations, right? And the second thing, what we have done is, what is the most interesting thing we have seen in this unprecedented situation: the top colleges and the top universities like MIT, Columbia, Harvard, University of Peninsula, London School of Economics, and University of Michigan, etc. See, basically, they don't have any downside impact on their business or on their applications due to COVID-19 outbreak. Although people want to go in the very specific intake in which they have applied for, right? So this is the most interesting thing I have seen. The people who just want to go in this top 2% university, right? They are applying, and they are very bullish to go in these universities only. They are not postponing their plans. They are not canceling. Although somehow some of the students said ki basically if there are some scenarios, they can just overlook ki they want to go or not. But mostly 99% or 99.9% categories students, they are not canceling their plans. They, if they have applied in 2% of categories, yeah. But in the next 90% of categories, universities, there is some fluctuations, although, right? But students are shifting their intakes, or yeah, they are shifting into online classes also. That we'll discuss afterwards. All right, so the fifth point is universities has shifted its class dates, indeed asked student to defer the admission for next intake, and also starting with the online delivery of its degree courses for first semester. Nevertheless, student need to apply for valid visa and send it to the university. This is the very interesting thing. See, basically, the students who have already applied for the application, right, and they have already received their conditional offer letter or the offer letter. This is the most interesting thing we are seeing is that universities are saying that for the first semester will deliver you the online classes, right, for the first semester. But for that first semester also, you need to apply for the visa first, right? So it means the universities are saying let's just go with the flow. You don't stop your process. Go with the visa, go with your financial planning, and after receiving your visa, just send that visa copy to us, to the university. After that, we will book your slot to take an online classes. For the first semester, you will take online sessions from your home, from your home country, and from the second semester you can go to the specific country in which you have applied in, and afterwards you can start with your classes. Somehow there are some pros and cons with the online classes also, that we will discuss again in the next slide. But yes, this is the one mode in which universities have opened for the students who have applied for the September 2020 intake or the May 2020 intake, students who are applying for the Canada, right? But yes, apart from this besides from this online delivery, the universities are also encouraging the students, if they want to defer their intake, they can. Universities don't have any objection in it. Indeed, in the scenario of my students, some of the students have got three reasons. You have three categories to choose. One is to shift the intake, or second is to start with the online sessions, and third, in some of the universities, send to take the refund. Although most of the students, 99.9% students, are not going for the refund thing. They are only imbibing for these two things. Either they are deferring their intake, or they are starting with the online classes, right? In my view, now this is very important, what I think. In my view, I think you should start with the online classes. Although when you search online, when you search on a YouTube, you will find a lot of people saying that you defer your intake. But in my view, you should start with the online classes. There are some reasons. First is, see, basically when you start with the online classes, you will come to know, and you will come to know who your professors are and how the university work, right? And how to gel up with the course in which you are going for. Because somehow when you go in the new country, so sometimes you take some time to gel up with the people, right? To gel up with the course. I think for the around this first semester will be a very good thing to just gel up with your course, right? And after gelling up with your course, it will be a piece of cake for you, just to go and do the networking with the people, and in your course. Although lot of students connect with the students who are already going with their intake, with in the same intake. But this is the best thing, I think. You can go for the online intake, because if you take the online classes also, there will be no gap in between, right? There will be no gap of 5 to 6 months. You will start as per your planning, right? What you have planned around 1 year before. All right. So as you can see in this graph, around 55% of students say they will not go for the online classes, and just above 45% students say yes, they will go for an online classes. And I think I am in the view of those 45% students. Reason is that I think if you are going for bachelor's, if you have a degree course of 2 years, I think you should go for a online classes, first of all, because there will be no gap in between, plus you will gel up with the course, right? At the end, you are going for a study at the end. Okay. Okay, so we have completed that. What are the effects we have already seen? The effects we have already seen. I'm again giving you in a nutshell that there are some online classes, right? Students are postponing their plans, right? There are now the universities and the countries are uplifting their lockdown period, and yes, people are also getting the deferment. All right. So this is the very important effect expected to be seen in the coming weeks and months. इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि क्या इफेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं आने वाले समय में, आने वाले महीनों में, हफ्तों में या सालों में. इफेक्ट्स expected to be seen in the coming weeks, months or year. See, very important, which I am experiencing right now after meeting with the students, every student parents. See, basically there are a lot of change in the learning destinations. For an example, if some student is looking for a US, right? So because of this COVID situation, or there are some protests also in US, so now his parents या फिर the student is switching his country, right? So there are a lot of changing of destinations also. Same like New Zealand. New Zealand right now, from last 15 days, there are no case of COVID. Indeed, the New Zealand is claiming that New Zealand is COVID free. So I can see that people who are looking for the hotel management, they are shifting themselves from Canada to New Zealand, which is a uh, which is a quite great shift actually, because people who used to go Canada, they are just stuck only to the Canada. They do not want to move in any other country. But right now, people are changing. People are changing their learning destinations. Now people are moving to the New Zealand also, right? Indeed, I'm getting a lot of queries for the European Union as well. Earlier, for the European Union, people used to prefer only Germany and France, right? Now students are preferring more and more countries in which there are lower COVID-19 cases, plus in which the government provided a lot of assistance to the international student when there was lockdown period going on. So you can see a lot of shift in the learning destinations. Like the people who want to go in the USA, they are shifting to UK also, because UK has given 2 years stay back now, and the cost is much lower. So because of cost also, the people are shifting to UK. So this is the best factor you can see. So if you are thinking, maybe I want to go in this specific country, so I think according to me, according to your budget, according to your preference, you should see some more options, that how the countries responded with their international students when this COVID situation or the COVID massacre happened, right? All right. Although there are chances that the second wave may come, but yes, anyhow, these countries, some foreign countries, are doing very well, right? They are uplifting the lockdown only after when there is decrement in the cases. Not like India. India has uplifted the lockdown when the cases are on rise. All right. Okay. So second one is scholarship. I think this is the very utmost priority a lot of students in India, and I think it is very interesting to see that how the universities will react on the scholarships. There can be 50-50 situation. First one, let's say if there are lesser students on the lesser sides, so there are a lot of universities who can just give the lot of scholarships just to attract the students, just to get the admission in their pool, right? Or there could be some vice versa also. Basically, because the businesses are badly hit, right? So there will be a lesser student, so university won't get the required payment what they need actually. So there can be some lesser scholarship also. So scholarship factor should be will play a very important role in future, and it is very interesting to see that how the universities will respond in the scholarships. Although in the 2% cases in which I told you, like MIT, University of Oxford, the scholarships and the fellowship program will be same. There will be no changes. I think because the applications are in full swing, so I think there won't be any issue with those 2% universities. But in the rest 90% universities, it will be interesting to see that how the universities will respond, whether they will provide the more scholarship to attract the students, or whether they will provide the less scholarships just because they have not received the payments, or they have not get the required international students, because international students play a very pivotal role in the country's economy, in the foreign country's economy, and plus in the universities cash inflow. All right. Okay. So third factor which we can expect in the coming weeks and month. See, in this global crisis, everyone is infected and everyone is affected, right? So basically, there can be a slightly delay in the application process. There can be slightly delay, या फिर there can be some postponed application deadlines or semester also, because at the end administration is work from home, and so there can be a bit delay, because still a lot of university have not opened that administration work. So the people who are into the administration, they are working from their home. So they can be a bit delayed, that the for an example, if the classes are starting from 1st of September, so there are possibilities that very class shall start from 29th of September or 28th of September, or या फिर afterwards, या फिर in October. So there are chances, right? Next, very important, we can see a fewer job opportunities in abroad. See, as I was reading one report. So what I read, at least 2.4 million people in only in US lost their jobs, right? Although in Canada there is no so much crisis, but although in US 2.4 million, if people are losing their jobs, so the impact will be in the overall globe, right? So when you go to these countries, which is so there are chances that after your completion you need to come back, or there are chances that there are few job opportunities for you and you need to struggle a lot. Although if we compare this thing with India, the situation is way better, but still, if we compare with the around 4 months before situation to the current scenario, the situation is very bad, right? So there are chances that there are fewer job opportunities in abroad. So you need to so what you can do in that situation, you can just have a look that which course has a higher demand in future, and how the companies are shifting their approach, right? See, basically, if I talk about, a lot of people choose computer science. So basically, in computer science you can choose the artificial intelligence, machine learning also, because they will be having a higher demand in future. The people who are who are choosing the MBA, they can also choose supply chain management, right? Because the supply chain management plays a pivotal role in this lockdown, right? The people who are having the supply chain management, they were hired more and more, right? So supply chain management, project management, you can choose this kind of courses, right? Or you can also choose engineering management. These are the specialized courses will be in full swing. So I think you should go and do some R&D, that which kind of job opportunities will be more. But yes, nevertheless, see how we can't hide that there will be fewer job opportunities in abroad. So you need to work out the things accordingly, because if you come back to India without doing a job, so your degree will be a piece of paper. It will be the same value which in which you do the in which you do the domestic universities. All right. So basically, maximize online learning, which we are already seeing this in a current scenario, and we will also see in the upcoming months that more and more universities will pitch in online learning, or the online learning of degrees. So you can see a lot of universities indeed will see a quick shift in the online learning, right? So basically, effects which we have already which we will see in the upcoming months, in weeks and months, that is the uh, change in destinations, scholarships, right? Admission procedures and admission deadlines, fewer job opportunities, and maximum online learnings. These are the, I think, five factors which will play a important role in upcoming months in an overseas education industry. All right. So let's focus on some more predictions, in which some learned people predicted some of the things. Let's say about UK. The September intake may get pushed to October, with the visa office likely to open on June 1st. Online English tests for admission are likely to occur. However, whether it will be taken into consideration for visa is uncertain. Original submission of documents may be waived and deadlines are likely to get extended. Some of the points we are already seeing in the current scenario, that people who got the condition offer letter from the UK, from the British or Irish universities, now they're conducting their own test, right? universities are conducting their own English language test, and afterwards students need to clear those English language tests. After clearing those English language tests, they are getting the unconditional offer letter, and after getting the unconditional offer letter, they are applying for the visa, and after applying for the visa, if they are choosing for the online classes, then they are going for the first semester through online, and afterwards they are moving to the second semester, right, or vice versa, right? So basically, in UK, you can see that the September intake may get a push till October. So there are chances that there will be 1 month shift, right? So in USA, while the visa officers are currently shut, sorry, visa offices are currently shut, international students are continuing to make applications to study in USA. Institutions are likely to conduct online classes that will be taken into consideration while allocating course credit points. However, not all programs have online avenues. See, basically, there is one query which lot of students mail me also. Ki, see, a lot of universities are moving to online degrees, right? But if they are for the research courses, or they are for some, and so for some other courses which in which online class is not possible, what should we do? I think, according to me, you should shift your intake. Reason being, ki basically, just sitting idle and just waiting for the university response will be a waste of time, right? So I think you should shift your intake, right? In the if see in the Canada, we can see Canadian colleges and universities are saying that you start with the online courses, but we will note down that you are taking the online classes or not, because there are some scenarios in which students will say कि ठीक है, I'll go for the first semester online, and afterwards I'll shift to the different country. But Canadians are saying कि yes, you can take the first semester through online, but that online classes, are you taking or not? We will check, and if we found कि yes, you have not taken the up to the you have not taken the online courses, right? So we will not grant you visa, right? Yeah, we will cancel the visa. It is already written also that attendance to online classes is likely to be given consideration during visa application, and factors such as commitment to course fees paid are determining factors. So this is very interesting to see in the Canada, या फिर in the different universities, that how the situation will gonna be. Okay. So Australia and New Zealand, good news is that Australia and New Zealand, these two countries are doing way better than the other countries for the in terms of COVID-19 situation. So according to me, in my view, if anyone wants to apply for Australia and New Zealand, they should go for, just bang on and just apply it there, because they are doing very well in terms of COVID-19 pandemic, right? Indeed, I know that July intake was a bit cause of concern, but I think for the upcoming intakes for November or for the next January intake, I think you should go for Australia, New Zealand also, right? Ireland is already accepting the visa online, so we don't have any issue, right? So basically, as I told you before, the weak rupee adds to cost. जो effects of आने वाले, the effects which will be seeing is कि the dollar will be on rise, and the rupee will be on the weaker section. So basically, it will add up the cost. The people who are paying around 10 lakhs, there are chances that they'll be paying they'll be end up paying around 11 lakhs or 12 lakhs. So there are higher, so the chances are on the higher side. So I think you should guys prepare for this also, because key how to manage your finance. All right. Next is buy a student travel insurance plan. I think not in the COVID situation, but before COVID also, I always say to my students that always take an insurance of your traveling plan. Always take your insurance of your passport. Always take insurance of your visa. Always take insurance of yourself, because see, at the end, it is a different country, right? So you should take the precautionary measures as much as you can, because if you are spending too much and you're spending a bomb, right? So basically, these are some precautionary measures you should always take. But in COVID situation, obviously you have to take these situations. But apart from but after COVID also, take these precautions. All right. Last but not the least is difficulties for students on financial aid. See, basically, as I told you before, that a student used to get a lot of scholarships and fellowships, So there are chances that a lot of students who are studying on financial aid, right, to work on campus, so there can be some issues that they won't be getting a financial aid, or they won't be getting some free services which universities were providing before. So if you are the student who are currently studying over there, or if you are the student who is planning to go for a financial aid, I think you should again contact to the university that what should be done, because there are chances there are chances that there should be some change in strategies or change in policies also, right? One more thing I need to add up in the scholarship part, which I had already spoken before. See, from government of India, there are a lot of schemes for minorities and women, right? If for an example, for the minorities are Sikhs, Jains, Parsis, Muslims. So these communities come under minorities. There are seven minorities communities. So in the minorities communities, the government of India is paying 10 lakhs rupees per year, right? And they are and they are ready to and they are giving scholarships for at least 2 to 3 years. So it is a very good step by the government of India. I think you should go and you should talk to the government of minority affairs, who are taking care of this. Kindly apply this, because I was reading somewhere that if government launch 100 applications, so only 10 to 12 applications are getting filled, or 88 applications are going in vain, right? So this is the very good opportunity for the female candidates and for the minority students who can go, right? So please note it down that government of India has launched one scheme for minorities and female candidates, right? They can go and also claim some loan or some financial aid from the government around 10 lakhs to 11 lakhs per year. So this is a very good approach. You guys should go there and apply over there. All right. So as I spoken before, there are some paradigm shift in the examinations also. Exams like TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, these institutions which are controlled by ETS and GMSC, what they have started the online examinations. Yes, online examination. If we specifically talk about TOEFL and GRE, apart from mainland China and Iran, right? These two papers are going to sorry, ATS is going to take these two examinations through online mode. So this is a very good approach. The student may ask that how to give in the online mode. See, basically there are some system requirements which they have added in their official website. You guys just go and check there that what are the official requirements. You can also contact to the ETS directly. The office is in Gurgaon, right? You just contact them that what are the requirements are there, and you can give the online test. I think this is a very good approach by this institution to go ahead with the online So I have talked about already TOEFL, GRE, and GMAT. So next is PTE, IELTS, and SAT. SAT is also planning to launch the online examinations. Although if the student is not ready to go for to go for home examination, then they are also initiating the refunds with the people who have already applied, but under the lockdown who have not able to give the test. So basically, you can contact the SAT examination centers, or SAT examination organizations, yeah, organizers, and you can contact them that about their refunds, and you can also contact about the examinations that how the examinations will gonna be. Although they had scheduled for the 6th of June, which is yesterday, but you can directly talk to them. IELTS and PT also now IELTS and PT also shifting their examination through the online home base. But now, as you can see, that the government has uplifted the lockdown, so there are chances that the people who want to go to the center to give the examination, so they go and give the examination. But you need to again contact them, because there is no information that how they'll take the examination if the government has uplifted the lockdown. But I think, in my view, they'll be taking examination both in the centers, and they'll also be prepared for the at home examinations, right? All right. So let's talk about the people who are currently studying in abroad. Initially, we have talked about that what are the effects happened already. Then we have talked about that the effects which will happen or which might happen, or now the impacts which impact on the students who are currently studying abroad. See, so as you can see in the chart that around 85%, just about 85% students are saying that that they are happy with the online classes which they are getting. 12.1, just about 12%, 12.1% students are saying that that they are not happy after it is just okayish to take the online classes, and around 2.8% people are saying don't know. See, let's talk about first of all pros and cons of the online classes the universities are saying. See, basically the people who are applying or people who are applied but they don't but they have not gone to abroad. See, basically the biggest issue is basically if they are getting the online classes, right, they will not able to gel up with the people and they will not able to get the culture, right, which already students who already moved to abroad is getting, right. At the end, why you move to abroad? You move to abroad for the better opportunities, better living of standards, right, and a better income, right. But yes, if you are still in India and you are taking sessions, online sessions, so I think so more or less the goal of the studying abroad is affected, right. So basically so that's why the people are also shifting to the next intake, right. And what's the biggest advantage of it is basically you can get the quality education at your doorstep. Plus, after getting the quality education, you can move to the to that you can move to that very specific country. So that's the biggest advantage you have, that you are getting the education at your doorstep, and afterwards you are moving to the different country, so that you know that how the situations will gonna be, right. So basically the students who are already in the first year or in the second year or the postgrad or the undergraduate, so what they're experiencing is around 80% people say ki yes they are taking the online sessions, but yes, people are also saying that it is very cumbersome. Earlier they were doing the part time also. Earlier they used to go to the different places. Earlier they were doing a lot of stuff, but due to this online classes, their life become very cumbersome. Now they are only taking the online sessions and afterward they are at home, right. So basically these are some situations, and some of the students also put their classes on hold. I don't know how, but I think according to me, if I was in abroad, if I am in abroad and and I'm studying there, so I think I should be keep taking on sessions. All right. So let's talk about the impact on foreign universities. A lot of universities have switched to providing online learning to students as they are bound to teach both domestic as well as foreign students, that we know and we have already discussed. Similarly, there is also financial struggle for universities as they still got to pay salaries to administration, faculties, and contractual educators that we've talked about. That I already told you in the scholarship section. Ki basically, there can be some situations that universities are having the financial struggles. Then how they will pay the scholarships, या फिर how they will grant the scholarships. On the contrary, they can also give the scholarships to attract the candidates. So it will be very interesting to see that how universities will respond to it. There are also some overseas and government measures to deal with the viral outbreak that's endangering serious harm to student career. UNESCO has recently announced the launch of the Global COVID-19 Education Coalition. The initiative aims to bring together multilayer partners and the private sector, including big industry names such as Microsoft and the Global System for Mobile Communication (GSMA), to deploy remote learning systems in various countries as a step to help them minimize educational disruptions. See, basically, I think uh, when these kind of situations happen, right? So basically, a lot of things takes place and a lot of changes take place. Nowadays, a lot of companies are working more and more in the AI and machine learning to make the education feasible at home, right? Using those AI, using those mobile communication, using the internet booster, the companies are trying to make the lectures or the tutorials more and more student friendly, so that a student can enjoy and a student can connect with the trainer or the educator there and then. So these are some good government measures that are taking place, and these government measures can be also show, or या फिर also give an example that sometimes if the COVID-19 happened and there is no vaccination, so it can be extended also. So that's what I'm saying, ki people if who are taking online sessions, they should keep taking the online session, and afterwards they can move to their own country in which they have applied for. But the people who are taking gap, I think please do not take a lot of gap, so that it shows in your CV and it shows a bad impression. At the end, see, everyone knows that this is the COVID-19 situation, but I think if you have a chance to fill the gap, then just go ahead with the full pace. Okay, some additional measures are to help educate students more effectively during the lockdown. The government can also associate with telecommunication players and work on rolling out zero rate policies. This could be a great way to facilitate learning material that students find easy to download on their mobile. Another point to note is that remote learning is not only about switching to online education. Here, institutions can also leverage other powerful mediums such as TV and radio and create an amalgamation of these tools to make learning accessible to as many students as possible. During this crisis, the objective of all education systems across the globe is addressing the learning crisis and staying safe from contagion. After all the government deciding whether or not to choose to close schools and universities is like a choice between two bad options anyway. However, the best institutions can do in times like this in find out how capable they are in rolling out online learning channels in their respective countries and analyze the strength and weaknesses in the process. Countries would over can sorry countries would over can take the ongoing crisis as an opportunity to be creative in addressing the issue. See, as we talked about, a lot of universities are working and they are doing their research and development in a full pace, that how to make the education accessible, right? And how to make the education free for all, and how to make education student friendly. So I think at least universities and government are doing so according to me. If you say ki how's the overseas education industry future, so I think the future of overseas education and the overseas education for the students are bright, right? So you don't have to worry ki basically what will happen if if I go, if I won't go. I think the people who want to go study abroad, I think they should go to study abroad. Reason being, they have a better chances than India. So go in full pace. This is my view. All right. So let's talk about the way forward. It is very important, and we will and I'll take 10 minutes more in this way forward. All right. See, in my opinion, if I talk about that, how's the future of the overseas education, plus whether should a student go for overseas education for studying abroad or not, I say yes. Reason being, see, basically international students plays a vital role in foreign countries because of their economy, and and universities also pay a handsome amount to the good number of employees and administrators because of international students only. What my point is, basically if you go there, you get a quality education, and you get a lot of opportunities which you unfortunately you are not getting in India, right? So if you see a lot of top CEOs like Sundar Pichai, right? Satya Nadella, right? So these kind of people become CEO because only after they go and they gel up with those people and they have studied there, right? So international students and international student exchange programs will be playing a pivotal role in the upcoming future also. So don't worry about if you think basically what will the future, whether I should go or not. If you think yes you can go, you want to get, then just go, right? Second point is still, yes, I already talked about still better opportunities than India because of their innovation, because of their research and development funds, right? So please go ahead. Government scheme for minority and female candidates, I already talked about that. Government of India also launched some good scheme to people who want to go and study in abroad. They are giving around 10 to 11 lakhs per year for the minorities and female candidates, right? In the meantime, people who are who will be taking online sessions, या फिर who are deferring their intake, just brush up your language skills. You can also learn some foreign language. Let's say if you want to go to Canada, you can learn French. If you want to go to US, then you can learn Spanish. If you want to go to some European country, then you can learn French, Spanish, Italian, or Portuguese, right? If you want to go UK, you can again learn French, Spanish, Portuguese. If you want to go to Japan or some Asian country, Singapore, then you can learn some Mandarin or some Japanese language. Okay. There is one more myth that a lot of companies are moving from China to India. See, companies are moving from China, that is for sure, for a number of reasons. But are they moving to India or not? This is a myth, right? See, basically, I unfortunately there are the policies are so complex that the companies are planning to move to from China, but they are not. But not all the countries are moving to India. Most of them are going to Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand because they have a good business policies, right? So if you are thinking that there will be a lot of change after COVID situation, then I want to clear your doubts that no, basically there will be a lot of job opportunities in India. The situation will gonna be very bad after COVID only. So if you are thinking that there will be a lot of universities, sorry, a lot of companies will come in India, so I think you are mistaken. Companies will come, but not in that margin that you are thinking, because they have already shifted to Thailand. Most of the universities, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, and Vietnam. So please, please check on that, because I listen a lot of things. Now the companies will come, so there will be a lot of good job opportunities. I think I should hold my study abroad plans. So please uh, don't read these kind of myths. Please just see the facts and figure, and afterwards take the decision wisely. And afterwards be patient, be optimistic. See, basically, I would say ki in this situation you have to be very optimistic. Don't be pessimistic in that situation. Research. Research is the best thing. How you can research? Just connect with the just connect with the Instagram groups, Facebook groups, people who are already studying in those universities in which you are applied for, because you can get a lot of information you do which consultants or which your relatives who are staying in abroad won't give, because the real picture what is going on in that university because of COVID, they are the only ones who can give you the clear picture. So I think to gel up with those people on the Facebook and the Instagram groups, and there are a lot of Telegram and LinkedIn also, so you can just go ahead and connect with them. It is a very good approach. Keep the process on preparing for entrance examination. See, basically right now sometimes staying at home is very frustrating and irritating. So I think you just prepare for your entrance examinations so good that you just nail it in your examinations. The reason is that basically if you give the examination and if you don't get your marks, required marks, then it will become very cumbersome. So just think that you need to give the entrance examination only once, and you need to achieve the requirement marks in that very entrance test. Okay. Interact with the people. To just a scenario I already talked about that. Just connect with the Facebook group, Instagram group. Regard online classes, that is my view that you should start with the online session if you have already applied. If you have not applied, then just go ahead with the next intake. Okay. Universities abroad are providing significant assistance by providing qualitative facilities, job scholarship, education loans. You have an education loan, a very good platform, HDFC Credila. You have scholarships from the university fellowship program. If you are not getting that, just connect to the government of India. They are also providing very good tuition fee jobs. Just connect with us. We'll help you. All right.